Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here.
Hey guys, Juan Rivera here. So I want to talk about a proper four-seam fastball, okay, and what allows you to have an increased spin rate within your fastball, what diminishes spin rate, and having an understanding of who you are as a pitcher and what you should be doing between access and spin rate. So a four-seam is pretty standard, right? So we go horseshoe right there on the side laterally, and we come across with our index and middle finger. And we're right there. Now, a couple pointers with the four-seam fastball, all right? You want your fingertips to be coming off of these seams right there, off the top end. So I want guys to have their fingers right up in there. So if you see it within this angle, when the ball comes out, we're pushing across those seams. And the more friction we can apply at the very end of this delivery, the higher spin rate we're gonna have as the ball travels towards home plate. And in all essence, the more velocity we're gonna have. Couple things with the four-seamer. I really want you guys to go out and just play catch with it and play around with it. So have an understanding of who you are as a pitcher and what you're capable of doing. So the closer my fingers can get to one another, all right, and split the ball in half there, the harder we're actually going to be able to throw this ball. Okay, the more friction we can create at the very end, the more of a spin rate we're going to get, and the harder we're going to be able to throw this fastball. Okay, the more you get split apart, the less velo we get on it. So go out and play around with it. I have smaller hands, so my fastball, I really have to get tight with it here, and every once in a while, I get so much pressure on my middle finger that I end up throwing a couple cutters. I'm 31 years old, I don't really throw like that anymore. I throw a ton of BP, and let me tell you, my guys hate it because once out of every 10, I get a little cutter action on it and it comes into the righty's hands, and they absolutely hate it. They're starting to learn how to lay off of it though when they do see it, so it is good for pitch recognition. Okay, but go out and test it out yourself. Understand where you are. So the tighter we are with the grip here, okay, the faster we will throw the baseball. We want the baseball coming off of our fingertips on top of those laces, so overlapped on those laces, and they're pushing off of that hump right there of the laces. That way we're going to create as much of a spin rate as we possibly can, and the more velo we're going to get on the ball. The more we spread them out, the less velo we're going to get. So try it out, play around with your fastball, get on the side of it, cut it a little bit, spread it out, get more of a split look on it. Have a good understanding of who you are as a pitcher. So am I a high spin rate guy who can go on top of the zone, or am I a low spin rate guy? So you can have this understanding just by paying attention to what your ball is doing on every throw. Every throw means something, even from the very beginning. From the second you start warming up to the second that you're 100% and to the second that you're gassed, every throw in between means something. So have an understanding of what the ball does when your fingers are close, when they're spread out. Okay, am I getting on the side and cutting it a little bit here, and all of a sudden the ball is coming out there and you're creating more access on the ball? Are you throwing a good cutter or a bad cutter? Okay, sometimes guys have poor access, or they're creating slight access into their baseball, so it's the resolution's this way, and we're just throwing bad cutters that are going and floating into barrels. Okay, is my ball fading a little bit? And understand what grip you're using in order for that ball to have the type of action that it does. So when we're here, we want my thumb right underneath my index or middle finger. So I am comfortable within this position. I'm going to show you this view here. Okay, there's a little gap there, but I have a lot of friction happening with the tips of my fingers. All right, and have that thumb right underneath. Okay, I see a lot of kids come across, and all of a sudden their fingertips are coming off of the leather and they're not getting most that they can out of their fastball. Get those fingertips right off those seams right there and really come down on the ball and allow the baseball to just kind of do its thing. Some advice to young guys too, young pitchers from ages 12, 13, 14 through high school to even college guys. Okay, the worst advice in my opinion that you can give a guy is tell them to pitch to contact. Okay, screw that. All right, you want to throw this damn thing as hard as you possibly can and have a proper understanding of what it feels like to throw it as hard as you can with command. Okay, I've said this before, there are two things. There's command and there's control. Control is the ability to throw a strike. Command is the ability to throw the strike that you want. And if you don't understand how to max out with your fastball, you're never going to have command over it. And that's why a lot of coaches will tell you, well, throw it at 90%. Practice it though. Practice it in your pens. Throw the heck out of it. Really hum the baseball. Throw it as hard as you possibly can to your catcher. Understand what it takes to throw at that velocity and what I have to do with my body in order to have command of the strike zone when I'm throwing as hard as I possibly can. Screw pitching to contact, okay? Throw it in there, hum it in there, blow it by, guys. One of the best ways to get better as a pitcher is to just plainly throw harder, period. Don't let anybody tell you differently. We're in this lesson-based society when it comes to baseball, where guys think that they can go to coaches and just become mechanically sound and be good. But that's not the case. Very rarely do you come across a coach who teaches intent. It's becoming more and more of a trend, but here in the Northeast, nobody teaches intent. They are unicorns, coaches who teach intent. I want you to throw this damn thing as hard as you possibly can so we can start maximizing our body. And you know what? We all have smartphones. That is your best friend. If you don't have anybody around, okay, a smartphone is your best friend. Start videotaping yourself, okay? Send your stuff out there. This is a little mini tripod that I have for my phone, all right? This cost me 20 bucks, okay? Go out and grab one. Set it up, videotape yourself, okay? And have an understanding on what you look like when you think that you threw your best. This is a great time to be a baseball player. If I had all of these tools when I was a kid, who knows where I would be, okay? But this is a great time to be a baseball player. Use your smartphone. It is your best tool in terms of recruiting, getting better, getting your stuff out there. Use your smartphone. We all have one. Set it up, videotape yourself. Pause in between reps. So throw a ball. If you think that you threw that ball extremely well, get your smartphone, look at the video, see if you did something different to make you feel the way that you just felt on that throw, and understand how to repeat that. You don't need a coach out there. All you need is a couple baseballs, ideally a fence so you don't have to start chasing anything, and a smartphone. Set it up, throw as hard as you can, throw with intent, don't worry about the result. Sometimes you gotta take incremental steps back to take big bounds forward. All right, the result doesn't matter when you're young. It doesn't at all. I want you to have the intent of throwing hard. I want you to get into the 90-mile-an-hour club, and I want you to be the best pitcher that you can be. And one of the best ways to get better is by increasing your velocity, period. I kind of just went on a tangent there. I hope you liked this video about the four-seam fastball. I hope it helped out. Please do me a favor, subscribe down bottom, like the video, share it with your buddies, all that type of good stuff. I'll talk to you guys later.